We're going to open with today's cartoon quote.
You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred.
Absolutely.
How dare you?
Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat. There's 3 in the house. Mike Jimmy is already in the comments.
Hey, Mike.
Hello, Mike Jimmy.
Hope you're doing well. He says it's Sunday and there shall be laughter. Hopefully.
I'm getting ink all over my hands already. So.
So's Russ, but he doesn't know it yet. Anyway, Russ is inking like a madman.
Do we have any other foreigners in the house this morning?
Yeah, me.
We're all foreigners.
Yeah.
We'll introduce ourselves in a second, but right now we're going to run that opening. So hang on, everybody.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You are listening to the Sunday Funnies from the 13th of June, 2021. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far.
So far, so good.
So far.
So far.
It's sunny.
I'll tell you
sunny.
something that's already pissed me off this weekend.
It's sunny here, too.
I went to a restaurant, a relatively fancy restaurant yesterday at 3:30 in the afternoon for dinner, right? You know, because I'm old. And the place is huge, and it was maybe 20% full. And they told me, well, do you have a reservation? I said, no. And they said, well, we can't take you. We have a lot of reservations today. I looked around. I said, what time are these reservations? It's 3:30 and the place is empty. And he said, I'll talk to the manager. And so they seated us. And my wife thought it probably was a staffing issue. Like they probably didn't didn't have anybody. And a waitress had just come on and she said, I'll do it. I was like, okay. So so that worked out. And by the time we left, there were maybe 4 more people than when we got there.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, service is tough. You can't hire people today.
No, the wife just got back from grocery shopping and had almost the exact same type of experience. Only one checkout lane was open until they had to open another one. And then as soon as enough people were through, they shut that down so that they could go back and restock because apparently they didn't have hardly half the shelves were full. And
yeah, so they pulled somebody off for restocking, right?
Yeah.
To do the register.
Yep. Good morning, Mike Jimmy. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey, Mike.
Morning.
We're gonna go around and introduce ourselves now. I am your host, Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime alternative and independent comics producer, publisher, creator. Been doing working in comics for many decades, and I've done just about everything that you can imagine in this business that you can possibly do. And I'm really happy to be part of the Indie Volt Radio Network and now do the Sunday Funnies program. I am trying to resurrect Arrow Comics. Once again, a publishing company that I've been involved with off and on since the mid-'80s. And it's looking really good. We're going to be offering a few titles every month to distributors starting in August this year, exclusively through Liberty Distribution. So if you haven't joined or looked at Liberty Distribution, that's ledg.us, please go over there and take a look. If you haven't, if you're a retailer and you haven't signed on, I think by August, you probably will be wanting to. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things coming your way, and Liberty is growing exponentially. They just, in fact, Varian had to go out and buy or rent a large warehouse space just last week. So, and it's larger in size than a certain frog guy's warehouse because he's going to be taking on a lot of product. So,
Ribbit.
Yep. Also co-hosting with me today is Daphne Leach. Daphne, introduce
Good
yourself.
morning. Good morning. Hi, everyone. My name is Daphne Leach, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992 because I don't know any better, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which I'm almost done shipping everything out from my last Kickstarter, so thanks for the support. And I'm also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. And also, if you hear weird noises in the background, that's my parrot. So you do not all of a sudden have a fire in your house or a garbage truck backing up into your yard. You can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and egoworks.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make these comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art.
I keep forgetting to mention that I am in Burton, Michigan, just 2 miles south of the safe water line of Flint, Michigan.
What?
Good gravy.
What a way to like pinpoint where you are. It's kind of like saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, I'm so and so miles away from the World Trade Center site.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty close. If you're
Yeah.
familiar with that the Flint tragedy at all, that's I still have a granddaughter and daughter that's inside the water line, but their pipes are safe. So anyway, also joining us today, kind of a co-host by this point, is Mr. Russ Leach.
Oh, I've
Russ.
been promoted. Thank you very much.
I said kind of. I said kind of.
Yeah, well, kind of is good enough. Kind of is good enough. I feel very special now.
We're all very special. We work in comics.
I feel special. Yes, you've got to be special.
Yes, that's for sure.
I feel very special. I have some wonderful company in the panel today.
Aw.
Fantastic stuff. Hello, everybody. I'm Russ Leach. I am a comic book illustrator. I don't have the kind of expensive credits that certain people on this panel have, but I do have some to my name. I've been around the block. I've had an expensive career in publishing, production, art direction, and illustration, and came to draw comics in anger in 2010. I've had a brief brush with Marvel and BBC, Doctor Who, Ben 10, and now I'm making my own comics. You can find me at russleach.com. You can find me on the YouTubes as comicbookblackbelt.com. Please come and subscribe. You can find me as Russ Leach at comicbookblackbelt.com, and you can also find out about my new book Only Death Can Save Us at onlydeathcansavus.com. It's just available currently on Indiegogo. There is a link there. It's only available until the 2nd of July. Second book campaign incoming, and of course republished by Arrow Comics this year as floppies with some extra content in there.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
There's the cover of the first issue, available in August. All right. Still getting the hang of controlling this board after years of practice. We're also joined today by Mr. Charles Centino. Charles, introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, I've been around longer than anybody on the panel and longer than many people on the planet. And if you can't tell what I'm promoting, then you're listening to this, you're not watching it. It's my character Rammer, Rammur, on Indiegogo right now at 126% with a little less than 2 weeks to go. So there's plenty of time to jump in and see what that's all about. I've been around since the mid 80s. I started out with Marvel doing Conan back when 100,000 copies, back when 100,000 copies was the borderline of cancellation. And now that's probably the top comic.
Yeah,
it's a very different era. You can find me on Facebook as Charles Santino. You can find Rammer on Facebook as Rammer and Tops Tales of the Police State. I added that because there's a bunch of people from India named Rammer, and they have nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with them. I didn't know it was a name when I created this name for this character. He's not Indian. And I'm on Twitter a tiny bit and Instagram a tiny bit as Charles Santino. I don't really have too much time to do much there, but the Indiegogo for Rammer is ongoing.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're really working in this business, Twitter and Facebook and the social platforms are really a convenience diversion away from your work, not the opposite. So too many people nowadays hang around on those social platforms longer than they should.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Also joining us today is Mr. Rich Perota.
Hello.
Rich,
How are
introduce
you?
yourself.
Okay. My name is Rich Perrotta. I have been a comic book artist since the mid-'90s. My first professional art job was Marvel Comics as an inker, and I was such for about 10 years. I took a small sabbatical for about 3-4 years. Then jumped back in again for DC Comics for a couple of years. And then in 2013, I decided I didn't want to ink anymore, and I chose to pencil and ink my own work for numerous independent publications. And in 2020, I decided to jump into the self-publishing pool, if you will. And I presently am the writer and the artist and the colorist and the letterer and the promoter of The Incantessi, a 4-part graphic novel series that started in February of 2021, which we had a great Kickstarter to start off with. And I'm going to have a Kickstarter for Chapter 2 coming up on June 27th. And you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at the handle at Greystoke20, because, you know, I'm here in Britain now, so I figured I'd pick a Britain name or something. And I have a YouTube channel that I do live drawings every day called The Richness. Yes, I know it's a little bit there, but, you know, I couldn't think of anything else at the moment. I was like, okay, I'll just do it that way. So, yes, I have a YouTube channel that just about every day I do live drawings of sequential art where you can see how the art is created in real time. And again, chapter 1 finished. Chapter 2 will be released, will be launched on Kickstarter on June 27th. And yeah, that's it. I draw stuff.
It's only 2 weeks away, Rich. Only 2 weeks away.
I know.
Madness starts again.
I'm going to finish.
Charles, where are you out of?
Upstate New York, Albany area.
Okay, cool. I was in Albany once.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we were usually all in Albany once, just once.
Yeah, you know, it. When I got here quite some time ago, it was not the greatest place in the world, and it's gone downhill from there.
Yeah, it's like you'd have to go to Buffalo.
That's actually worse. Yeah, and Rochester and Utica and Syracuse. Yeah, it's a depressing mess.
I dated a girl from Utica. Ew, no.
Not even the women, huh?
Well, don't hold that against the entire location.
Well, this one was special. This one was special because she faked a cancer diagnosis to get on television.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that was yummy. Yeah.
Also,
that was not fun. So as soon as I found that out, I'm like, well, gotta go. And that wasn't pleasant. But anyway, enough about me.
That's why whenever you hear a New Yorker say they're from New York, they are absolutely not talking about Utica.
No, that will never happen. No.
Yeah, Saratoga Springs is nice.
It's as bad as admitting you're from Staten Island.
Right, exactly. It doesn't count.
or Long Island, where I grew up.
Also joining us today is Mr. Mike Jimmy Mike.
Introduce star of the show today.
I am Mike Jimmy Brown. I'm the creator and lead artist of Live on Cora, which launched, Live on Cora 4 launched on Friday, and we already hit $2,000. So
wow, yeah, you're just doing gangbusters.
Yeah, that was insane. Check it out. We are one backer away from our first backer goal. We unlocked our first stretch goal already up to $2,000. So everyone is going to get patches. And there is a lot of good things coming. I am working on plushies right now that I'm working on the prototype for. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't look like much yet, but I'm working on a leg, I swear.
Is it going to be a plushie of the underwater dude? That's in the
no, by popular demand of the chat that of the live show that I was in, it's going to be the rock dude from Love
Oh,
3.
There's
So
a
I'm gonna
challenge.
plushy rock dude.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm gonna make 5 of him, and that's gonna be it. And I'm gonna do them myself entirely. So that's enough
Oh,
work.
interesting. Yeah.
How many centimeters tall is that plushie?
23, so about 10 inches.
Oh, thank you for translating it into English.
He's a troublemaker. Watch him.
Mike Jimmy says, hey, Nita says, good morning, good-ish morning, gentlemen and Daphne.
After last night, I'm happy to see she's alive.
Yeah. I heard stories. Varian texted me real late last night.
It got very ugly very quickly.
But that means that you had enough. You had enough backers that they got plastered.
Yeah, well,
that's always the goal.
I didn't even think they waited for the backers.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, they tend to do that. I'll give them. Yeah,
that can happen. Yes, that can.
It does.
But I understand that you were on Backer Shots, Charles, drinking a great bottle of scotch, huh?
Aberfeldy, Scotland's third best. And the reason it's got such a high rating is because it's relatively inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great bargain. The real better stuff costs like twice as much, but it's an expensive habit, so I need a lot of backers.
There we go. Marv in the house. Good morning. Good afternoon for Marv.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's in Portugal.
My wife got this wonderful idea to be by the river today. So,
yes, go outside.
Winter,
go outside. Fun. Yes, go touch grass. I did that yesterday, and I was practically euphoric.
There's grass near you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was in Central Park yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ever go over to the west side? The park's over there.
Oh, actually, I was on the west side yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice area. My daughter lives up there.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Like near the museums, or then on either side is all museums.
Yeah, she's she and her husband are near. They're like 104th. Almost all the way over on the west.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Bristolian Dave says, "All right, me blabbers."
All right, me blabbers.
You had to stream same time as the England game. Yes. No idea. Sorry to interrupt your football. I'm assuming it's football.
Yes,
no,
it is.
It doesn't matter.
And it doesn't. On either side of the pond.
It's probably cricket.
Cricket.
Well, yeah, that's true. It could be either one, right? Yeah.
You got
in the house.
The European Championship started, so it's all over the place, and I hate it.
That's not our fault. That's theirs.
Might be Skittles.
Yeah.
Could be.
So how is everybody doing today otherwise?
Garrett says, good morning. Seth says, hi all. Hi, Seth. Good to see you in the house. Peter, Retro Palmiati.
Hey
all.
Hey,
Hello,
Peter. How you doing?
We got to get you back on the air, my friend. Anytime you want on, you just let us know. Yeah. How you doing? Greg says, good morning. Good morning. I'm sure Peter's got stuff going on that he wants to talk about. You think so? Joe says, morning, Peter. Long time no see.
Joe.
Absolutely. Bristolian Dave says, it's all right. I can watch the game and listen to you guys at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Nothing much.
We're more interesting anyway. We make indie comics. We make actual entertainment.
Yes. John Celestri in the house. Good morning, everyone.
John.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning. And that invitation goes out to you too as well, my friend. Anytime you want on the air, John, you just let me know. We consider you family around here. Good morning, Critical Blast. Says, I can't wait to have Mike Jimmy on the show this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, really?
For Mike Jimmy, that'll be this evening.
Yes, 9 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern.
Nita says, I'll be listening in the background while spending too much time on social media. Time to let the Twitter horse
there you go.
You guys have
those are our new official titles.
Twitter horse. Hail hose.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, I need to remind you, we are TVMA DLSV. where the V usually stands for Varian, but he ain't up this morning.
Right. Yeah.
He's taking his wife to the ER, I think.
She all right?
I hope she didn't quite survive backer shots last night with a full stomach. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what
luckily,
Varian reported to me early this morning.
it's very good. It's a very good thing there was no shoe cam last night.
Probably.
That's-
Oh. She was drinking a concoction they label liquid cocaine.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds pleasant.
Oh, you weren't on there last night, Dan?
No, I wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, you're usually on that show.
Daphne was drinking on her own.
Right.
That's the hand, probably. Junior Dunn, are you in there? How you doing, buddy? Hi, all.
Hey.
Pardeep Singh. Peter says, I will make it on. Thanks, Randy. I'll be in touch. Do that, Peter. Anytime, like I said. You're welcome on Indie Volt whenever you want. So, and it's been too long, Peter, since we've had you on, by the way. I think it's been well over 6 months at least.
So, yeah.
It's been a long time. So, hey, I have no notes, no outline for this show as usual. So we're just going to wing conversation. So, Charles, you had a question you were going to ask everybody?
Yes. What do you think if you're going to have one piece of merchandise other than the comic itself? What would it be?
Ooh, just one?
Plushies.
Just one.
It depends on the
Plushies.
comic, dude.
Plushies.
Wow. I mean, it really depends. Because it's like, as someone with a basement full of vinyl toys, I'd pass on the plushies. Wow, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, it really depends on what your audience specifically like resonates with.
Oh, okay,
because,
for Rammer.
Well, I mean, I don't know your audience. I mean,
me
honestly,
neither.
Right. I mean, because
For
what
you.
I've been doing recently, well, for the past couple of months, is taking advantage of all of the sticker mule deals that come out, like I think like once or twice a week.
Oh, good idea.
And and what it is that they allow. It's like they have deals where you can get like all these different types of merchandise just to try out at a heavy discount. Because,
What's that? What's that name again?
Sticker Mule.
Okay.
So, I guess
Mule,
like behind
M-U-L-E.
M-U-L-E, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking behind the scenes about magnets. So I got like 2 magnets here. Well, so every time a deal comes out, I'm just doing something just
Gotcha.
to try it out.
Good tip. Now those magnets, they're bendy, right?
Yeah. They're, you're not going to get like super high quality stuff. And honestly, for the size, I don't like if you were to sell them at a convention, they'd be like, oh, here's something for $1 or something,
Yeah.
So because I like, because look, I have because usually when I actually buy something, so I mean stickers are pretty popular. So I usually go for 4 inches tall, while the magnets are usually like 3. And for some reason, that inch seems to make a difference.
Oh my!
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
size matters.
Size,
Yeah.
no, it really does, because there's
So
something
big.
about like,
Oh my God.
like if you order like a 4-inch like sticker or magnet, I can look at that and say, oh yeah, this is worth like an actual price tag on it. But for some reason, when it's like when it's 3 inches, it's kind of like, that's more like not exactly a freebie, but I'm not charging full price for it either. And another thing that I recently got, that these are the things that I really look out for when I do sticker mule. So they have deals for little buttons, which are really popular too.
Yep.
So you can get like 50. I think like I paid like $20 for 50 buttons.
Oh, that's good.
But these are the ones. This is the one that I really look out for. So these are acrylic keychains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So keep it. Yeah. So this one they haven't had lately. They had acrylic pins.
Ooh.
So
Those are nice.
yeah. So these are so these are a way for you to experiment with different merch and see how people react to it without breaking the bank with it. Because honestly, as much as I like the quality of Sticker Mule, at full price they're kind of expensive for what they are. So so I only take advantage of the deals. I would have to really, really like something to pay full price.
Well, that's a lot of information to digest.
Yeah.
Charles,
Yes.
you have, like, your comic is about a police state.
And a
So they
thief,
would-
yes.
Yeah, no, but like they would have a logo, right?
Yeah, they have a flag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A good one for flags like that is to make patches, scouting patches.
Yeah.
And those are inexpensive as well. They're a lot of fun. And, a 2-inch patch is like $50 cents.
You used a word before, Patch. Scouting? Did you say scouting?
Yeah, like Boy Scout. Like Boy Scout patches.
Okay.
They sew on cloth patches.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I specifically designed that early on. I designed that flag for just that purpose, to use it down the road as merchandise.
Well, there you go.
I looked at about 1 trillion flags to make sure my flag wasn't the flag of some small country in the middle of nowhere.
Or worse, some actual terrorist organization.
Yeah. And maybe it'll be adopted. I spent more time researching that flag than designing it.
Yeah.
See somebody walk up to you at the con and go, "Oh, I see you're part of the Peanut Butter Liberation League."
Yeah, no, really. Because I have a book. Yeah, because I have a book that lists all the terrorist flags.
Oh, I gotta look that. I gotta look. Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it's called the Handbook of Tyranny.
And what we need to do? We really need to devote an entire show to weird research.
Yeah, exactly.
The stuff that we've done with all of the different fields and the different genres of books that we've done over the years. What's the weirdest book that you've got in your collection that you've used for research?
Yeah, it's how much of a hot mess is your search results?
I could do 24 hours straight on that topic.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because there's still stuff that's not available on the net.
Right, yeah.
And you need sometimes you need that reference right there on hand in order to go through it and find
the Handbook of Tyranny.
Yeah, the Handbook of Tyranny. The book specifically about hostile architecture. And which is it's actually a pretty interesting book, and they have an entire section on terrorist flags and the colors that are especially used in those flags and how it changed over the years. And by the way, the number one terrorist organization in the world is still the IRA.
I thought you were going to say IRS.
Now I'm less frightened now that it's going to turn out my flag is an existing flag, right, that I am that somebody's going to go, "That's a great flag for our terrorist organization. Well, let's adopt that."
Well, unfortunately, that happened to Pink Floyd. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess there's a price for popularity.
Right, exactly.
Always.
And next week in their conference meeting, Amazon is going to be scratching their heads, worried. Suddenly, the Handbook of Tyranny has gone up in sales. Oh no!
Well, what's another great book is, for reference, is the Nazis created a whole style book. Have you ever seen that online?
Yeah.
I mean, that is really fascinating.
Well, when you have your shit designed by Hugo Boss, you gotta be on point with everything.
Yes.
Oh.
Bristolian Dave suggests replica weapons.
Yeah.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah, well,
that would be very cool.
Rammer has on his back a compact fusion reactor. I could merch that. On his chest is a ram scoop that sucks in hydrogen atoms. He's got his leg blasters, and he's got his leg jets and his wrist blasters. So you cosplayers out there, I can send you the model sheets.
You guys all talking about
It is right
weapons and trinkets and stuff like that. I mean, whatever happened to organ trading? Man, I mean, with all those weapons being shot at everybody, and like they hurt and they go through skin and like organs and stuff, someone's gonna need a kidney.
Hey, Randy, stay on that. Stay on that for a second. You see that You see the propaganda poster?
Oh yeah, those are good too.
Yeah, that's part of the campaign.
Yeah,
and the flag is in the background there.
That's farther down here.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I quickly scroll downwards on your Indiegogo campaign right there.
That's one of the perks, and that's Dominatrix. She's the big sister. She may or may not be a real person. Her image is everywhere, statues, posters, whatever. And this artist is named Matt Chick. He's in New York City. And I said, I want this poster. It has to say, Dami loves you. It has to use the Global Freedom Authority flag and her image, and that's it. And that's all I told him. And he came up with this incredible image.
Yeah. No, because it's like that's the type of thing you put on postcards. And,
and
everything. Yeah.
Postcard on that would work real well.
Right.
Don't send it as a Valentine's card.
To like the how-tos for dystopian nightmares. How'd that happen?
I tried sending a scythe, but it wouldn't get through customs.
Right. Yeah. It's a little. Yeah. Now here's a question too about like prints and postcards and stuff, because especially with Kickstarter and with crowdfunding and then sending it through the mail, it's like usually anything larger than comic book size is kind of unpopular because it becomes a hassle to ship.
Yes.
Okay.
You mean
like
a compact fusion reactor?
Right. Yeah, that would be a little difficult to ship. Yes.
Yeah, that would be a little rough.
Even though it's compact.
Yeah. So even if you want, exactly. So if you want to do prints, always keep like the shipping, the type of shipping in mind.
Yep.
Because then it's like anything larger than comic book size that doesn't fit in a Gemini mailer, which you get 10% off with IndieVolt 10, by the way.
That's Volt 10.
Volt 10.
VOLT,
right.
The number 1, the number 0.
There you
go.
If
you purchase Gemini mailers, get yourself 10% off.
Right. So anything larger, so anything larger than that, then it just becomes a headache to ship. So.
Yeah, I plan on making that propaganda poster a little bit smaller than a comic, so I can slip it in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either
that or a lot of folks lately are doing 11 by 17 and folding it down.
Oh, that's not going to happen. No. Hey, that reminds me of when I used to subscribe to Marvel Comics. And I got it as a Christmas present from an aunt in 1967, a subscription to Spider-Man. And I was so excited. And the first one came, and it was folded in half.
Yeah, I believe that.
I was horrified. I thought, don't these people are so hip? Marvel is so hip. Don't they understand that we collect these things?
Well, I mean, was it maybe it was the post office that did it?
No,
or they folded it.
They folded it and they put it in a brown paper mailer, and it was literally 10 years before Marvel figured out this was a bad idea.
Wow. Okay. That's how little they thought about their product.
Yes.
Well, it's people always look at comics back then as disposable literature.
Right. Yeah.
And if you look on eBay, look on eBay now, you'll see a lot of comics from the 60s and even well into the 70s with that subscription fold right down the middle.
That's funny.
Cool.
Although there is something to be said about kind of losing that idea of disposability and now having a market that caters more to how collectible a book is, and it kind of, I think, gets in the way of people actually enjoying the work.
Well, I draw the line at putting it in a piece of plastic that you can't open.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Understood. Yep. Greg suggests that Rammer would make a cool action figure as well.
Definitely.
Well, of course it would.
That's just you can't get 50 for $20 though.
No. But you don't ask $20 for them either.
Right, exactly.
Rustolian says plus size t-shirts like plus size.
Well, that's true.
Plus.
Right.
Plus.
Yes.
Well, as JD would call them man sizes.
for your ever expanding fan base.
Yeah, I've heard some discussions on these streams about T-shirts, and apparently they can't be too big.
No.
No, but they are a hassle when it comes to shipping.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, if you know how to fold them right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's a hassle. And
they
you know,
they do have they. Go ahead. Sorry.
And it's keeping track of sizes and everything. Like it's not a just slide it in there and you're done.
Is there no option for like I know an Etsy store or something where you can give away a code so that they can buy your
Etsy,
they can buy your T-shirt and you get a certain amount of that money, but obviously everything else is organized.
well, Etsy is not like that. I mean, you're probably thinking more about Redbubble.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Teespring.
just an online,
Right.
another online store.
Yeah, I mean, because I use Redbubble, and it is convenient in terms of not having to worry about, you know, like sizes and different types of shirts and whatnot, and having different types of merch. But their cut is huge, and also because it's all digital printing now. I mean, nothing against it, but I do miss legit silk screening. And, you know, you can't really get silk screening on demand. Like you have to place a proper order to get silk screening.
Yes, you can. It's not exactly silk screening, but you can get inkjet printing.
Oh, no.
You have to look around at your apparel printers. But you do have some apparel printers that have those capabilities and will do print on demand numbers.
I'll be honest, I barely have time to draw the bloody comic.
But that's what it
like,
is. It's like it's all research.
Yeah.
You know, and not for nothing, I really dislike that on that inkjet T-shirt printing. It's like, no, I'm talking about getting the screens and, you know, squeegeeing that paint on. There's just something. It just, I don't know. I just prefer that better.
It's a very personal thing when you do that.
Yeah.
It's very tactile. I'm not like the digital culling that I do on Photoshop. You know, it's convenient and everything, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that thing where it's like you don't have that connection with the artboard, or you don't have that connection with the paint. It's kind of hard to explain, really, because, you know, for all of us here, you know, whenever we draw or something, we're feeling we're taking it in our minds and in our hearts and putting it on the paper, and you know, and I love the fact that you said that about silk screening, because silk screening's been around forever. And it's still a very, very organic thing, you know. I mean, it shows that there was an effort to make that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, even though I don't do it myself,
like you can make 1,000 of them in the time it takes to make 10 of the shirt that you would do the silk screening with.
Yeah,
which is a tragedy. It is.
Also, the quality is much better too. I mean, I don't do the silk screening myself, but you know, when I get a T-shirt silk screened, it's a different type of end result than I see with any type of digital I guess printing on clothing.
You sound like a medieval monk illuminating a manuscript.
Technically, that's what I'm doing.
This is old tech stuff. And I just realized I'm looking at my poster and my hat, and I realized I need something up there in back with saying on Indiegogo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That's
I mean,
true.
I'm missing an opportunity here. Okay. On Indiegogo, I'm going to get that up.
They have an Indiegogo logo. You can
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put that up
next to your poster.
So if you're looking right now, you see the whole marketing message. So I'm gonna get that up there. I got 21 days left to get it right.
Yeah, because people are just going to automatically assume Kickstarter. So you really need
22
to
days, whatever.
Indiegogo, 22 days, 29 backers. You're at $633.
Yeah, about 10 more backers, and I can afford to print it.
There you go.
Hey, can we run the video?
We can, but I have to climb back out here.
Oh yeah, you have to activate share the sound. Yeah.
Yep. Whoop. Wrong one. There we go. And there we go. And
I've never been accused of being shy.
Yeah. Because that trailer actually
really
has someone talking.
Yeah, kind of can't be in this business.
No.
Keep stalling.
By the way, the hat is not merchandise. It's that's just printed out and stuck to a black hat.
Oh, there you go. That's a DIY.
You can do caps though, especially in a police state.
Oh yeah. Yep, you can.
And whatever you think would work, usually
like
does.
your papers. Show your papers.
I was going to show your video here.
Yes, please.
There we go. There we go.
Wow, that was nice. That was nice.
Yes.
Hey, that was really good.
He
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Not a big heavy metal fan, but that music
oh yeah, definitely.
I think works. And the Tops Tales of the Police State, these are funky, depressing little stories of vignettes, life in the police state, just in case people are guilty about enjoying the pulpy goodness of Rammer, and they want to say, well, I'm more intellectual than that, and I read books by Fantagraphics. So that the Tops Tales of the Police State is so people can feel less guilty about enjoying pulp.
Oh no.
But I don't want to feel less guilty.
Right,
well,
yeah, I want to feel more guilty.
then you can flip to the back when you're done with the main stories about Rammer, and the top stories are so short that if they are too depressing, you're in and out in just a couple of pages.
Oh, also what I like about it is the cartoony style that you use for it, because I'm so used to everyone trying to be hyper realistic that it's just like I love the cleanliness, I guess you could say, of a cartoony style that's still telling a serious story.
Thank you. Well, when you're by yourself with a style or an idea, you have an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is you're by yourself. Right. The disadvantage is you're by yourself. So you can't say, well, it's like if it combines this and this, it's like this and this. No, it's not, and that's good, but that's also, you're by yourself.
Well, right, yeah, that which kind of makes marketing a little difficult, because there's some people who get really uptight when the people come up to them and like, oh, this reminds me of, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of like, that's an easier way of kind of describing the work. So it's kind of like a balancing act there, It's like, well, it's like Judge Dredd, It's like, well, yeah, kind of, If
I do think of Rammer as a Judge Dredd style perp, except that he's way cooler and could probably kick Dredd's ass.
All right, there you go.
Sorry, Russ. Sorry, Russ.
That's okay.
Well, that's why Dredd has the big guns. So,
That's why Russ just left.
There you go. You want to cry. You want to cry a
He's
bit.
crying.
He's going to cry. He's going out to get his 2000 AD collection right now.
Who are
So
the
folks-
big? Who are the big heroes in the Netherlands?
Suske and Wiske, Asterix,
Asterix, I know.
Lucky Luke.
Okay.
Okay,
Lucky
let me
Luke.
grab you Suske and Wiske.
Yes,
can
yes.
show
I want to
what,
see. I want to see.
I can go grab examples of Lucky Luke if you don't have it. Asterisk, I've got a couple books, but Lucky Luke, I think I've got about all of them.
So this is a style.
Hang on, let me jump
And
that up. There you go.
This is pretty much the most staple Dutch style, and well, Franco-Belgian style of the 50s.
That's Siska and Wiska.
Yes. Bob and Bobette in English, I think. But
As long as it's not Bob and Karen, we're all right.
yeah, they've been going since the early 50s,
Yeah.
and there's over 300 issues out.
Wow.
And every single one of these stories, and they come out like once every year, they're a standalone story. So they're 48 pages with the same characters having a different adventure.
Now, did those come out serialized, like in half? What would be a half of that page? In a different format?
No, like they would come out as strips in magazines.
Okay.
And then they combine them, but usually
four
people
panel,
go for
like 4 panel
Yeah.
strips. You have 4 strips to a page. Yeah.
Yes.
Is the YouTuber Earl Grey? Is he in your country? Do you know
I
him?
have no idea.
Yeah, you should
Never heard
check
of him.
You should check him out. He's got some interesting reviews on YouTube. And I should mention, getting back to Rammer, I'm promoting Rammer. Those are self-contained stories. Every story is self-contained. 24 pages,
Always
6
good.
pages, 4. The first 3 issues will have very, very loosely connected stories, but you don't need to read one to read the other.
Now, the style of Wiska and Suska, right?
Suske and Wiske. Yes.
Siska and Wiska reminds me a lot of Asterisk.
Yes.
Yes.
I just find it funny. Just realizing I had to pull it. I had to pull this out because I haven't looked at it in a while. But how, like in Europe, it's like one of the big tropes is like I don't know, like child twins. So in Spain,
Yes.
like the big characters there,
Oh,
is
God,
Mortadelo
yeah,
and
those
Filemon. Yeah, Mortadelo and Filemon, which are like spies. It's a goof on James Bond,
Yes.
but also what the creator
that.
also did with Zappy and Zappy, which is about the two kids here. And it's like, wow, that's kind of like, where did that trope come from? Because it's like, it seems like a lot of European countries have their own version of the two
Yes.
kids that have adventures.
Daphne, there's some research for you. Get to it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
you
The
going?
reason behind that is because these comics are usually for all ages.
Mhm.
Whether you look at Asterix and Obelix, you know, that team, or
Yeah.
Suske and Wiske, or well, like Lucas alone, he's really an exception to the rule there. But what you find is that it creates an immediate dynamic,
Mhm.
and that makes it easier to tell a story because you got 2 kinds of the reactions at the same time to the same thing happening.
And wouldn't that really go back to the Cat and Jammer kids, the Captain and
Right.
the Kids?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way back when. Also, DC had a huge strip for a while in the 60s called Sugar and Spike that
Yep.
Sheldon Mayer did for many years, and in fact kept doing for another decade or so after it stopped being produced here in America, because the European market for that property was so huge. They just kept doing the books over there.
Well, even the Duck Nephews. They
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
you got 3 there.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you know why? Do you know why they're always nephews? or leasing.
Well, we can get into that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
No, but there is a very solid reason for it,
Okay.
and that is being used everywhere in the world. You have to show respect for your parents, but an aunt or an uncle means that you can actually joke with them.
Oh,
I
I
get
see.
it.
And
I
that
see.
is why they're always uncles and aunts rather
So
than.
they can be rebellious without it reflecting
You
on the
mean
parents.
Exactly.
you mean reflecting back to a time when there was respect for parents?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Bells for that.
yeah.
Randy, you were going to show us Lucky. Was it Lucky Luke? Was that?
Oh, it'd take me a minute to run back and run back and get it. So let's
I'll grab one. No problem.
Yes, please do.
Oh, also, it's like just a side anecdote though, because it's like just by looking at this again, like it's been a while since I looked at this. So, so like I said, the main characters, they're spies working for, I guess, like the Spanish version of the CIA, and just to show you where my mind was as a kid. So this character, Mortadelo, the guy in the black suit.
Hang on, I gotta pull that.
Yeah,
that character Mortadella?
Mortadelo, yeah, like the
Mortadella,
meat,
like
the
know what
meat
that
product.
means in Italian? That means death bologna.
Right. It's a bologna.
Oh
Yeah,
my
exactly. Because he's shaped like a bologna.
Oh, Jesus, I love that. That's my new favorite thing.
So,
And the other is a salmon fillet. Just say
right. Yeah. Like the whole thing is just like puns and language
Filet mignon.
puns.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to show you where my mind was when I was younger, so for the longest time, I thought he was a shapeshifter. And it never occurred to me because like he can change it to all like his thing is that he could change to all these different things. And for the longest time, I thought he was a shapeshifter. Like it never occurred to me that there would be like that fantasy elements in a James Bond spoof would be unusual. And I was so disappointed to find out that he was just a master of disguise. So yeah, I just remembered that looking at this. So yeah.
Well, they don't show him getting into the disguises.
No, they do actually. Like this back cover here, they showed him in a disguise as an alligator, as an alien. But you know, for my like 6-year-old brain, it's like I'm like going, oh, you know, he's a shapeshifter, he's magical. Like no, he's just changing clothes.
Daphne.
Yeah.
There's a cartoon series about them.
Yeah, no, there's also like a 3D animated movie. Like it's been a while since I kept up with them. Like I think these books are probably like from the 80s or something. I mean, look at how yellow these pages are.
I was just gonna say those pages are pretty well yellowed.
Yeah.
There's a Lucky Luke right there.
And this is A Cowboy in Paris. This is the one from 2020. Or no, 2019, sorry. So this is the newest one. He shoots faster than his shadow. That's the whole game. And I love it. And it's here we go. Immediately to the Daltons.
Yeah.
And he used to smoke a cigarette, but now it's turned into a piece of wheat.
I love not only the art style, the cartoony art style, but I love the coloring and the printing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's just, you know, the quality and simplicity.
And again, it's so awesome to me to see that your top 3 properties over there are the most popular, are the most cartoony.
Yeah.
Over
exactly.
here,
Yeah.
if they're not realistic, they're just not part of comic.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
There seems to be such a change. You know, but again, that goes back to our sad demographics and the way that the direct market has narrowed everything out away from the masses.
Even
there's
my
asterisk right there.
Even my style gets a bit of a kickback from some people.
Really? I mean, what do you mean? Like?
Well, it's not sort of realistic enough.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, a lot of what you see in independent comics right now is harking back to the ultra fussy styles of the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, Rammer harkens back to the ultra clean style of the 90s Batman animated stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
so it's nostalgia from the same era, but of a completely different style.
Yeah.
Because I remember like Will Eisner constantly complaining to me about trying to imitate, as you said, that fussy style.
Yeah.
Because it says it's detail that doesn't do anything. It's just lines on paper. It doesn't show anything.
Yeah. If you're gonna be that fussy, you better be Hal Foster.
Right. Exactly. That was his point. That it's like the lines have to mean something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but my comics, the comics I grew up on 70s and 80s were the books that when you opened the book up, you knew who the artist was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody had their own individual look, their own individual style, and you read the book or enjoyed the property on that person's ability.
Right.
I
In fact,
mean, you could tell Jim Aparo away from Ross Andrew, away from Jack Kirby, away from Steve Ditko.
And if it wasn't
night and day.
If it wasn't inked by the same artist who did the penciling, you'd immediately go, "Oh, that is so and so inked by so and so." You didn't even need to look at the credits.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but also it's like I remember watching a documentary about 2000 AD where they were talking about, like, I guess in the very beginning, or for several years at least, that the artists were never credited in the book because the publishers were afraid of their people being poached. So they figured if nobody knew who the artists were, they couldn't poach anybody.
See, and I don't remember that because I was a big fan of those early books, and that's how I found out who was drawing what.
Right. Yeah, no, it's they mentioned it in the I don't know how long it was before they started crediting everybody, but that was the idea in the beginning. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to dig up that box now.
Yeah.
And take a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally have a box of old 2000s and Star Lords and
well, like I said, I learned about that in the documentary.
Yeah.
That's where That was where
if you remember
started.
Where what?
Strontium Dog started.
Oh
there.
yes. Yeah. If you remember where that documentary was, Daphne, let me know.
Yeah, let me.
Now some of that art,
I want to dig that up and watch it.
Some of that art was pretty detailed, but not, I didn't think overly fussy, especially because it was black and white. It looked great with a lot of line work.
Well, if you look at somebody like Brian Bolland, or if you look at Carlos Estera, or even if you look at John Buscema, and even then you come forward and look at someone like Jim Lee, a lot of people get confused and think there's a lot of detail, especially on something like Brian Bolland's Judge Dredd or Jim Lee's X-Men. But actually what they do is they put every line is done with purpose. Mm-hmm. There's an economy of line in what they do so that it works. And just blindly, and I did this when I was younger, just blindly going, oh, lots of cross-hatching or lots of crossing lines, or, it doesn't work that way. If you look at Carlos Esquerra's work on Strontium Dog and what have you, there's a lot of texturing going on, but it's all considered. It's never over the top. It's never in the way. So that's the difference.
Yeah, speaking of economy of... Oh, by the way, the documentary is called Future Shock.
Okay.
Yeah,
easy to remember.
Future Shock, the story of 2000 AD.
I'll have to sit and watch that.
Yeah. So speaking of economy of line, because definitely this was a book that really showed me the definition of economy of line. So this is Solo. So this is the French version. This is Oscar Martin. I think he used to be a Disney animator, and he does his own comics now. And I mean, just to show you the type of artwork that this guy does. But the funny thing is that if you really take a look at his line work,
sweet.
I mean, it looks like there's so much going on in the panel, but if you really just study the lines, it's like he only puts in what he needs to.
Look at that close up.
Yeah.
You could study that for a week.
Which I have, and it's fast. I just got to make sure I'm not.
Don't show a naughty bit.
Yeah.
If it's an adult book.
Well, yeah.
I mean, naughty bit.
No, well, here's a
No,
fight
we
scene.
don't.
Like
Get
here's
thrown off of Facebook real quick.
That
so
is
here's a fight
wonderful.
scene.
That is phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you can see like the backgrounds are minimal, but they really like gives you a sense of environment.
That
Yeah,
panel,
yeah.
that panel in the upper left, he's caught the exact right moment right there.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's like, and there's just so much movement
Yes.
in his work without
Amazing.
having to fill up everything with all these doohickey little lines.
Is Oscar with a C or a K?
It's Oscar Martin. Yeah, I think he's
I need to pick that up.
That's a must-have.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is from Delacorte, but I think I don't know if Dark Horse is putting out this also in an American version. Yeah, I have the French and Italian. The French and Italian. Although I think Oscar is Argentinian, but that seems to be really popular. Spanish artists working in French comics.
But those kind of styles, I've been complimented, which is I was very happy about. But those kind of styles are brave styles.
Yeah,
because
Yes.
there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah,
You've got
exactly.
nowhere to hide.
You have to know exactly what you're putting down on the paper for it to look right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the artist again?
Oscar Martin. So yeah. So it's Oscar Martin solo. I think it's like Cannibal World or something.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Can you put it full for me for a second, then I'll translate it.
Hang on.
Let's see.
Le Monde Cannibal.
Oh yeah, the Cannibal World.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And that's issue 3. So there's 2 books before this.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
so-
Amazon has a bunch of them listed.
All right. So this one's the Survival of Chaos.
Yeah.
That's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So this is issue 1. Like I said, I think
beautiful.
I think Dark Horse might be putting these out.
French and Spanish editions are available on Amazon.
Yeah, I have the French and Italian.
Volume 2. Let me see who's kicking this out.
And then of course you have the king of them all.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You know. This one I have to be careful where I open up.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
Yeah.
It's in English. It's 88 pages.
Okay.
I think also this is another Disney animator who went on his own.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
Yeah.
Look at the flow in the fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
and the weight of all the characters.
Superb. Now solo, if you'd have shown it to me, I'd have said it's a combination of Disney and like a European type style. But this book's definitely Disney.
Yeah, because he is
hard
a
Disney influence on it.
Yeah, because he is a Disney animator, and he still animates as far as I know. It's Juanjo Guardino.
Okay.
Yeah, so so the credits right there.
That is from Dargard. Black what?
Dargo. Yeah.
Black Sad.
Yeah, I need to still pick those up, but my money is tight.
Marouge.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That is gorgeous. My goodness.
I mean, here's another example.
Hang on.
His
Blowing that up.
Oh yeah. Wow. And he really cares about his backgrounds.
Yeah. So it's funny. Yeah. So this guy is technically the opposite. Like he just fills in every inch on the panel. But again, it's like every line is deliberate. It's supposed to be there. There is not one superfluous line in any of this. But here's the question, though. Would people consider this more realistic?
No.
No.
Right, exactly.
No.
I don't know.
You know?
No, not even close.
Indie Princess.
I got something for Randy here.
Hey.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hang on, Russ. Blowing it up. Oh yeah, awesome.
Ooh, Raven, yeah.
And look at the yellow pages.
Yeah, no, really,
Yellow
really.
pages.
All my
Yes, sir.
Conans look like that.
That means it's good.
Yes.
That newsprint, when that newsprint yellows like that, it just means it's a great book.
Lola, I'm happy to
Oh,
hear
you mean
your
like
voice.
There
Yes.
you go. That's
I
a
am
little. That's a
alive.
little yellowed, but it's been sitting in a box for a long time. So, Indie
I'm
Princess,
alive.
are you alive?
I'm alive.
Good to know.
I still
Oh,
gotta clean
wow.
out my trash can.
Oh,
As
uh-oh.
I said last night, at least it wasn't wicker.
Oof.
10 shots of liquid cocaine.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's what happens when a campaign is a little too successful on a show.
Yeah.
Remind me to not get on backer shots with you guys.
Why? It's fun.
But what's
Yeah,
backer shots about? I mean, I've heard of it.
Nothing
a couple
like
of times.
projectile vomiting.
Well,
Can you describe backer shots for Rich?
Yeah, so Backer Shots is a show that I started. Basically, me and Nita Lanning, she's my co-host. We take shots for every backer that you get for your book.
Nice.
It's yeah.
Pretty
that's
simple.
it.
Pretty
It's
simple.
it's a
simple.
simple
Until you get real popular, and then you're,
right. Yeah,
that is exactly
until you're
why.
making goal.
Yeah,
that is exactly why I won't.
Yeah, and Rammer went first, so the first 2 out of 10 were what I inflicted on her.
Oh, man.
We did good last night.
That someone's gonna die with that because
You're just gonna have to start being careful.
Well, there was stuff coming out of Nita's nose at one point.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I started throwing up, and everyone could hear it. And then
Oh,
Nita's taking a shot as I'm throwing up.
Oh no. And you get that
No, she started laughing, and it spewed like out of her nose and hit her makeup and in her eyes and stuff. So she goes off camera while I'm throwing up.
But perhaps, how many hosts are there on the show?
you have the host, you have the backup host.
Well, they went through 2 of them last night.
Maybe rather than you all taking a shot together, you could take turns.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably the way to go.
I was taking sips, and that's why I'm here today.
I'm here to tell the
Yeah.
tale.
Pops is right. We did 6 shots for the backers that we got, and I had 4 shots left. So me and Nita did 4 shots.
Now, not
Back
for
to back.
nothing. Not for nothing.
Nita
and Meredith also have a show where they eat like stuff like actual
peppers and that,
ghost peppers and
Yeah.
toe of Satan. And so obviously these are women who like to punish themselves
Bonkers.
for the sake of a
Absolutely
show.
bonkers.
Yeah.
We punish ourselves for everybody else.
There you go.
yeah.
We suffer so you don't have to.
We get you backers,
Right.
and we
As
suffer.
if being in indie comics isn't punishment enough.
Right,
we go.
exactly.
It's been working. The last couple shows that I had, we've been getting a lot of backers for people.
Yeah.
No,
So
Yeah, I've
it's
noticed.
been working.
Yeah.
but at a
we need,
cost.
yeah. Well, all we
Yeah.
need now is now that Geekasm has the Smirnoff sponsorship, we just have to get them to transfer over to.
Oh no. You should keep
No.
that separate. That way, Smirnoff is backing a show that encourages people to drink responsibly.
Oh, right. Oh, that's true. Yes, we're being completely irresponsible here.
They might not want to backer show.
It's all for a good cause.
It is so. Yes, it is.
But I did wake up at 5 o'clock this morning wanting to eat pizza.
Uh-oh.
Oh well, that'll do it. Yeah,
There is nothing wrong
grease
with
will
that.
Absorb, yeah, the
Oh, no.
will absorb all that.
That's good.
I did. I had 3 slices of pizza at 5 o'clock this morning.
And then you went back to bed.
Yeah.
Then I went back to bed. Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, she
Nothing
took
wrong with 5 o'clock in the morning pizza.
she took 10 for the team.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Oh my God.
I'm just happy I did my homework yesterday afternoon.
Oh, there you go. Yes, at least you did the important stuff first, so you could party hard later.
Earlier,
Work hard, party hard.
Earlier, Varian said he's nursing Lola back to health, but there are 62K on the radio app this morning.
Thank you.
Hello, all of our radio listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you out there, no matter where you're listening from.
Who's the number one country? Yeah, but we always have to
spread that around.
He'll be coming on soon.
Make sure you tell your friends. Yeah. Wakanda. Yeah. We're making a road trip to Wakanda, by the way.
Yeah.
Varian and I, at least, we're going to rent a car and go to Wakanda just to take pictures.
Nice.
There you go.
There's a Wakanda, I believe, Wakanda, Wisconsin.
I believe that's what it is.
When we found out the next Marvel Black Panther movie is labeled Wakanda Forever, we decided we had to go.
Well,
how far is it?
They're going to see a boom in tourism.
I bet.
Randy, how far is it from you?
I don't know, probably 6-7 hours, I would imagine.
Wow. It's an overnighter or a day trip?
Who knows?
6 hour drive? I would think that's an
we'll
overnighter.
See. We'll see if what else there is to see along the way.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right, buddy? You're on the air.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You can go to the vibranium mine.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Hold on, Varian is busy hooking up Lola to the saline IV.
It's more like the pizza IV.
I've realized something that when your wife is recovering from that type of damage to herself, you don't sleep. Now you might be trying to sleep, but she's not gonna let you. And, no. She constantly, woke me up to explain to me what she was going through in vivid detail. Sometimes she just woke me up for a conversation that could have waited till tomorrow.
Well, it's a little alcohol poisoning.
I don't remember most of this.
Yeah. Oh, she talked. She I married her because she doesn't talk a lot, but
wow.
Yeah, it's
I just remember right after. And that's it.
And then it was all a blur.
Yeah, she was very talkative last night, and she told me several stories from someone's past.
Not necessarily hers.
She's but she's okay.
Varian, you told us several stories of your past last night that I found rather intriguing.
Yeah. See, mine aren't alcohol induced though. It was a great show last night though. I want to pop in too because I knew Lola was headed for it. I wanted to make sure she wasn't still on one. But also I had seen that
I am still drunk.
Yeah, she's still wobbling. But I did see that that book that Daphne put up.
Which one?
The Black Sad book.
Black Sad, yeah.
And I've seen that book somewhere before. I can't place it, but
there is a video game now. A video game came out recently. For it. Yeah.
But the art in that book is it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes. Both of those books.
Yeah.
That she showed was just incredible. Yeah.
Varian did a reading, promo reading for Lola's comic that I found. I had trouble sleeping after that.
Right. Well, yes. Yes.
For different reasons.
It's the Ken Kniff voice. That one, yeah. No one likes that voice. No. I stole that voice.
Can you give it back?
Yeah.
No. Please, just give it back.
I stole that voice from Eminem. It's the character he does on some of his CDs called Ken Kniff from Connecticut.
Oh no.
And Ken Kniff is and he put the character in a cartoon he did too. And it was the voice I was able to do naturally. People thought it was weird. So on a friend of mine's CD, I portrayed that character on his music CD. I called him, and he said, "Man, you sound just like it. It's awesome." People thought I actually had Eminem in the studio. Like, no, don't tell anybody. I'll get sued. But that was years ago. So now I think the statute of limitations might be over.
Yeah, you see, what happened is that Randy and Scott Rosemont already have the sexy radio announcer voice on lock. So Varian had to
come up with something different.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the scary guy.
he just had to be the scary creepster.
I've got that and the female voice locked down. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we can record, voices, we all need to start doing radio dramas again.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, it's
Yes.
like
Picking them up online.
it's like I'm experimenting with doing audiobooks and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a lot harder to do than it seems, But that would be fun to do.
We used to have a local radio personality here. I mean, he's still broadcasting, but he's doing it on the net.
Uh-huh.
But we would all get together a couple times a month and reenact radio dramas off of scripts that he'd find online.
Nice.
So we've done like Dragnet and Maltese Falcon was the most fun because I got to play the fat man.
Good.
It was fun.
I always
like a man who likes a man who.
I always remember
likes to
back in I think it was high school where a teacher had us like act out West Side Story.
There you go.
Read it out.
Yeah.
And it's like and I remember how much fun that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Just
doing that
you
with
were only
12 Angry
reading
Men when I was in high school. Yeah, that was
But
good.
Daphne still had to dance.
Right. Yeah. No, it's like I still remember the line too. It's like I forgot the character, but the line was like, "I want to be a radio call girl."
Well,
right? Yeah. It's like at the time, it's like I didn't realize it had a double meaning.
Nothing for free in America.
Exactly.
Most of those old radio programs were built on double entendres.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Double entendres of trying to make a big comeback too, even in like something's aimed at children.
Obviously, yeah.
Like WWE went PG, very PG,
Uh-huh.
and they have a pre-show, and this young lady who's an announcer, very attractive young lady, they were talking about something about a move, and she looks at the camera and she says, "I love DP." And it looks at the camera, and it's like, "Whoa!" And she like, "Whoa!" And it's like, I can imagine poor Vince McMahon in the back turning red, throwing his headphones across the.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
that's not one you can figure out if you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I grew up listening to when watching History of the World Part 1, Mel Brooks.
Mhm.
Because it's the funniest shit because it was on loop on HBO when it first came out.
Yeah.
And only like 25 years later did I realize what most of the other jokes were.
Yeah, the Marx Brothers are
Right.
like that too.
Yeah.
If you ever see a Marx Brothers film,
Yeah.
I introduced them to my daughter when she was pretty young,
Uh-huh.
in her early teens, and she
Right.
still loves them to this day because she's always catching more stuff.
Yeah.
The older she gets, the more she understands.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Although it took me the longest time, again, because of HBO, it's like that George Carlin's skit is not the correct answer to what is a female peacock called. And you don't scream that out in the middle of a zoo. So yeah.
Marvy wants to point out that drinking responsibly means don't leave a drop.
Waste not, want not. Uh-huh.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
Yes. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, do it. It'll be 8 a.m. for me. I don't know what that must be up the line a bit. I wish I had a sexy voice like Fernando from GTA 5.
I would argue that Marv does have a sexy voice.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the
It's the accent.
yeah, he's got the accent.
The accents make everything better, depending on the accent.
Napalm Brothers HQ. Seeing the normies have now turned on to geek culture, Kevin Smith's position has become redundant. Some would say Kevin Smith has always been redundant, but that's a whole other story.
I would say that too. It's like that.
I'm a fan of Kev. I'm a fan of
Shut up,
It's
Marion.
like, look, dude made one good movie and has been writing it ever since. But that's just me.
I don't know.
No,
Always
it's
a
not.
lot.
It's not just you.
Unless you're talking about Dogma, then I would have to agree with you. I think Dogma was genius, but
You'll never,
At the
according
time.
to him, it'll never see the light of day.
what, the movie?
Yeah, that it's in a vault and they will not release it onto a DVD or anything.
Oh, the one movie
it's completely out of print. Yeah,
The Dogma or the one movie he did?
Dogma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nowadays it wouldn't.
Why?
Yeah, it wouldn't make it because the subject matter.
because the producers were so offended by it that they said that it's like they're just going to release it and then that's it. They're going to bury it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know. But hey, it's like that's hey, 3 studios running, controlling 90% of the media in Hollywood. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, isn't it 6 broadcasting corporations in total?
It's more like 3.
Yeah, it's more like 3 now. Yeah.
It's more like
half of Viacom owns just about all of MTV, Nickelodeon.
Right. And then Amazon just recently bought the entire MGM library.
Barf.
Somebody's out there moving a lot. Is that Varian? Is that you?
Yeah.
What are you
not
doing?
too much. I turned my chair.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that you opening the mail?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I opened it. I was just opening I was opening a copy of a contract I got. So yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Goody.
Yeah.
Sign it.
Contracts are great.
No, it's all right. It was a contract verifying. Everyone knows cat's out the bag. The Indie Volt's appearance at the Grand Rapids Comic Con. Yeah, August 13th to the 15th.
Oh.
At the Deltaplex Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'll be Randy, Indie Princess, and myself. And a few other surprises show up.
We will be hopefully broadcasting Sunday Funnies right from the convention.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Cool. We'll see who unique voices we can corral early in the morning to be on the air with us.
Hey, look! At least at a convention, everyone's they're at least out of bed.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Can't say they're awake. I just say they're out of bed.
However,
and wearing pants.
And wearing pants, yeah.
It's kind of,
it depends on which cosplayer you talk to.
Well, that's true.
And I talked to a lot of people at Comic-Con. Hey, how you doing? Hi. You like comics? Not really.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I love that. Yeah, those are my favorite. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, because what it is, but that's also the demographics of conventions have been changing for the past decade or so, and it's just getting more and more bland. It used to be where it's people would come to conventions and they knew comics in and out. They knew who John Buscema was. They knew who John Byrne was. It's and they would look for, they had this knowledge of what they were there for. Yeah. Now it's people are coming to conventions because it was advertised in Time Out magazine as something to do with your family for the weekend. Yeah. So they're just showing up and they have no idea what it is. And they're like, what is this? What is this? Oh, it's cute, blah, blah, blah. But nobody knows anything anymore.
Bloody families.
Yeah, I know, right?
And the worst part is that it's the complete, it's still the same in the Netherlands. Except for, the really big Dutch Comic Con, which pulls in a meager 25,000 people.
Small potatoes.
For Europe, that's pretty big. But I go to comic book conventions, actually collectors conventions where, I'll be next to a stand that is 8 yards long with just boxes and boxes and boxes filled with old back issues.
Right.
And, things going, and you see the guy just going through, flipping through them for hours on end.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they come over to my table, go, oh my God, it's a first print. They buy my shit as well.
Yeah.
And they go back with piles.
Yeah. We were talking about cosplay on the stream recently, and there was an anecdote I wanted to throw in there. I never got the chance. I was at the New York Con maybe 5 years ago, and I was working at the time with Joe Staten, and I was standing at his table, and this guy walks past the table. I'd say he was maybe 25, good-looking guy, handsome, trim, and he's dressed in pants, sneakers, and no shirt. Okay, that was so. He walks by, and I
trying to guess. It's No, because Wolverine has the
No.
white tank top, so.
It was just a guy with no shirt. And I looked at Joe Staten as this guy walked past, and I said, "No shirt is not a costume, okay?" And that line, almost word for word, became part of their policy next year.
Yeah. Well, I think that whole thing started with the original Worldcon, because like if you look at old photographs of cosplayers from Worldcon, they were people who were outright naked. You know, it's like, I'm Deja Thoris. It's like,
right now, if that guy,
there you are.
If that guy had been in a loincloth, it would have been fine. He would have been Tarzan.
You know, right, and which is what people did. And then it's like after that, it's like, I guess especially since when conventions became less, I guess, insular, then they started saying like no costume is not a costume.
Yeah,
like you started seeing that in.
And you were talking about the fans, the people who are there knowing comics. The first conventions I went to were the New York comic art conventions in New York City. 1972, 73, 74, 75, 76. Those were comic book conventions.
Yeah.
They did have a costume show, but people weren't walking around in those costumes. And it was about comics. The artists were there.
Yeah.
The
you
publishers
remember
were there.
The Greenberg shows?
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like we used to go, and it's like, and not only that, but it's like if you were an artist and wanted to get into Artist Alley, it was so easy to do.
Yeah.
Like it was either free or very nominal cost, because he knew that the artists were part of the draw.
They were happy to have you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The first convention I went to, I got Neil Adams. Neil Adams was doing sketches. He was doing sketches for $10.
Right. Yeah.
And now he won't sign a book for
oh no!
for
Talk about that. That man is a whore. I
swear and now, and if you've seen his booth at New York shows, he's practically on a throne.
Yeah, he really is. He has like 3 levels of tables separating him from everybody, and every inch is covered with prints.
Yep.
And then he has his kids selling like plush animals that they license, the skull animals or something. I mean, it's really strange.
RB says, I'm wearing pants, but I'm shirtless. So sexy.
Well,
I would be too, because it's hot outside, but I want to have.
Well, yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm wearing a shirt but no pants.
There you go.
Ooh.
Somebody had to.
Marby also says it's okay to see Wolverine's nipples.
Oh, forget it. When 300 was the thing.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
You know, yeah. That made conventions interesting for a while. Usually you get so used to all the half naked ladies, and now all of a sudden it's like, well then.
I know.
This is the equal opportunity I'm looking for.
Sorry, Rich. What did you say?
Good guys.
Good for the goose. It's good to be gandered.
I've lost a little bit of track of time at 4:00. You'll forgive me, but I do have to leave. But if I'm invited next week, I'd be more than happy to show up.
You're always invited, Rich.
Absolutely.
But before you go, make sure let's do a push on your book. 2 weeks from now, your campaign starts up, right?
It does.
You have a sign-up page, right?
27th, it will be launched on CromCon 15 at 11 p.m. GMT, which is 6 o'clock in the evening your time on a Sunday.
Is that
Sunday, June 27th? It'll be for the Incantessi Chapter 2.
Okay.
Yeah, just drop a link in the chat so that everybody can go.
I can do that.
Drop that link, and I've got a little preview of that artwork here, right there.
Do we still have it on my desk?
Give a quick pitch for the book before you leave.
Okay. Okay. This is the aftermath of what happened for Chapter 1. Cassandra is now finding out more things about herself that she's not exactly pleased about. The 3 girls who helped save her are now fighting amongst themselves because one of them realizes that they truly want Cassandra dead instead of alive. The doctor who saved Cassandra is now hooking up with a rat, but not before one of the girls who saved Cassandra is now exploding. Yeah. And towards the end of this, there's the big reveal, which I haven't shown in this one. It'll be the very first actual. It's not that page. It's okay. Oh, also, there's going to be prologues and epilogues detailing on how the last remaining members of the Incantessi clan managed to subdue and capture and imprison the Wrath, whose only sole purpose right around the time of the witch trials and stuff like that was to kill every single human being alive, with the exception of a few to rule over. So it's a rather involved story. There's a lot going on. So I'm pleased about it. I'm very happy. All that's mine. The coloring, the arts, all that stuff, penciling, the inking. Woo!
Nice work.
I need
I really love the word incantessi. I mean, it really just like rolls off the tongue, and it's like, and it really, I mean, like, it's so hard to come up with good titles.
Yes.
And that word just like it really does like set the tone. Along with like sounding the way it sounds. I mean, yeah, it's kind of I know it's a kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah, but it's like I hear the word incantessi and it's like that's a good word.
Yes.
Wow.
Rich, you're gonna have to come back on a regular basis and keep us posted as to how your campaign's going along.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And tell folks how they can find you before you leave.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Of course, it has to go off.
Oh,
when I'm supposed to talk.
No, your audio's fine. I can hear you fine. Go ahead and tell folks how they can find you. Are you there? Are you there, Rick? Can you hear me? Apparently, Rick can't hear us. So, folks, that's Incantessi. Rick's
right. On
Rich Baroda had to take off to work, and we appreciate him being here. So you'll hear more about him in the upcoming weeks as his campaign starts to roll here in about 2 weeks over on, did he say Indiegogo? I think it's Indiegogo.
Kickstarter. It's going to be
Indiegogo Kickstarter. Yeah. It'll be on Kickstarter.
I'm just loading up his page right now.
It's a good name. It's a good word because it's not only evocative, but it's made up. It's made up and unique. So it's trademarkable.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the private chat. So I don't know where you want to. There it is. Okay.
You can run that on the regular chat if you want.
Okay, hold on.
There, I can do it.
Okay, yes, I just sent the link to. So this is for his sign up page on Kickstarter. Yeah.
Oh, they do sign up pages now.
Chapter 1 is available on Indiegogo right now. I think he's halfway to his goal. But that's just to have people get the extra chance to grab it.
Yeah.
There's a sign up page for Incantessi in the chat right now.
There you go. Yeah.
It's all in there. Link to number 1 is on IGG. The link is in the chat. Yeah.
Guys, it's my favorite book of 2021 so far, and it's only because I haven't read book 2 yet. Because it's that good.
Right. Yeah, it's like I really like the premise. It's like because
there's like Rich coming back. I think trying to come back. He's not back yet. Go ahead, Daphne.
No, yeah, because it's like I really like it to kind of like give you a sense of the tone of books that I like. It's like
there he is.
Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie. Because the whole Dagobah scene, how Luke really struggles to find his power. It's like there's just something that resonates with me with that, and I'm such a sucker for that type of narrative. It's like
you are not
right. Yeah, it's like I can see the appeal of characters that are born fully formed and fully skilled, like from the head of Zeus type of thing. But there's something to be said about really like being part of a character's struggle to find their own power.
I think that
hero's journey.
I think that Yoda,
exactly.
I think that Yoda should have just given him a trophy for showing up.
Right. No, definitely. Yoda was not having that.
Participation trophy.
Was not having that.
Search your feelings, you must. Here is a trophy.
I'm glad you make it back. Now I'm gonna die.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye.
So if I have to answer, I'd rather die than answer one more goddamn question from you.
Right. Here's your lightsaber. Get going. Have fun.
Yeah.
You must.
Find it on your own. You will.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
I mean, really, that
Come on.
even to the very end of that movie, Luke was struggling. And that is just that just pushes all my buttons.
Yeah, but then at the beginning of the next movie, he's take charge. He's totally take charge.
But it makes sense because it's like it's like because you realize what he had to go through to get to that point.
Yeah, and I want to know what he did in between because it looked like he must have kicked some butt between.
Well, that's where the Mandalorian. That's where the Mandalorian comes in. Yeah,
well, that's after Return, but that's
that's true too. Yeah, you know,
got a Jedi Twinkie.
But we still get to see Luke in his prime though. You know, so
anyway.
So Incantessi has that same theme going. It's very much a hero's journey. You know, Joseph Campbell never grows old.
Nope.
You know, it's it's evergreen content.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indy and Varian, you're both here, but your mics are muted.
That's because they're
busy opening their mail. They're here.
I have a one of my neighbors has a lawnmower that I'm sure was manufactured in 1992, and it sounds like he may also be a lawnmower enthusiast. Maybe he's got glass pipes on it. Because he revs it. I thought it was a small Cessna.
There are people who do that. They collect old farm equipment and stuff like that.
He's had all last year to do nothing but soup up his lawnmower too.
Don't forget. It's
lightning on it.
Does it have blue lights?
Yeah, exactly.
It might even have flames on it at this point.
Yeah.
Racing stripe.
Spinners.
It's spinning rings, yeah.
Lola's threatened to kill him at least once already, so
awesome.
Yeah, because he also likes to start cutting his grass anywhere between 6:30 and.
Well, that's the price we pay.
That's bad for the lawnmower. That dew is.
I was just going to say that. That's a rest assured. He's screwing his mower as he mows. So it's like it's like the people in our neighborhood that run through with their volume on 11.
Oh yeah, we had that.
And all you can hear, and their bass line shakes the windows violently. It's like that's cool. Let's see how he hears in about 5 years.
I had that happening last night. That you close all the windows and the windows are still rattling.
Yeah. Like he'll have little hearing aids in a few years, wondering why. Well, what happened to my hearing? Yeah. There you go.
They're only $5,000 a piece.
Yeah.
What were you sharing, Mike? I saw you sharing.
I don't know what he is, but I found out who he wants to be. It's a great story to read. Yes.
No, absolutely.
Mike, you were going to share something?
Oh,
yes. Life on Core is currently going on number 4.
I'm currently one backer away from hitting the first backer goal. We added patches yesterday to the campaign as a stretch goal at $2,000. So everyone is going to get a patch of the core, a nice little round patch. Then a poster at 20 backers. 40 backers is an extra bookmark with a creature description, so a little more world building. And at 60 backers, I'm going to add 4 extra pages to the book with concept art and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to getting this one in there. And at $4,500, I'm going to make plushies available, besides the ones that I'm making right now myself.
I am dying to see that. I'm dying to see that.
Well, I was working on it already, and but I was like, I'm going to keep it for Life of Korra 5 and see how it turned out first. But the response when I was talking to people about it was like, okay, you know what? I'll add it. Fine, I get it.
I seen a video of you crying. Actually, you're overcome with joy, and I've just let you know that I've memed it, and I've memed it. It's like when you wake up and realize it's Arian's birthday, and how lucky you are to know him.
Oh no,
I've memed the hell out of it. It's mine now.
No, there's just I love it. Yeah, no, I saw that too, where it's like you were just completely overblown. was what was going on, and it's like, it's kind of like when I funded in 3 hours on my live
Exactly. Same. Like someone actually bought the €1,000 tier.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
So
good lord.
I'm going to back it. I just want to hold out to the last, bit on you.
Yeah, no worries.
That's how I do. But I do. I've heard good things about this series, and I'm wondering why I didn't steal the idea from you.
For our listening audience, Mike, Jimmy, why don't you give a quick rundown of what Life on Korra is all about?
Life on Korra is a speculative biology series that follows new creatures every single issue, where we are on a very strange world that is a core with continents orbiting around it, and life sprung there. And so we follow the strange little alien creatures in a very approachable all ages way, where we focus more on the characters that we follow than on the world building. So you only get a single page with like, this is how the world works, and then it's a 32-page standalone story where we explore one of those creatures.
So it's like an alien version of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
I don't know that one, but
okay, that's an old
wow,
program.
That's taking it back.
That's probably a far deep reach, like Disney's Real Life Adventures.
Right.
If
you're a fan of this book,
like
from
the
the
BBC's Planet Earth.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah, that's a great book.
Yeah, the Afterman by Dougal Dixon. If you're a fan of this book, this is the type of like you'll enjoy Life on Korra.
Yeah,
it's a lot more child friendly. There's a lot less world building than you might expect from such a strange thing. I've written essays about how the world works. But that doesn't mean that you need to know all that to read it. That's not the focus of this. This is just to have fun and explore a world together with the reader.
Bob says Life on Korra is excellent world building. Marv says that's a TV series right there. Yeah.
I got a question about patches. We talked about patches earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
Do people actually sew them onto clothes, or do they just display them?
Sometimes, yeah, most times.
Yeah.
Yep.
So people can take that flag and put it on their clothes, and then people are going to say, "What is that?" And then there can be a whole discussion. And you can be ultra hip because you'll have the flag, and people and people will go, "What is that? That's interesting."
Yeah, it's like we're going through the 80s all over again. Patches and buttons are huge now. Everyone's going back to denim jackets just to put patches and buttons
and
all
maybe
over them.
and maybe pogs.
And no, I don't think
Probably not.
I think it's kind of safe to say we're not going back to that.
Not coming back.
Even The Simpsons made a joke about that.
Right, yeah.
Pops is right. Some people have a jacket just for indie patches. Yeah. That they wear to conventions.
Well, I got to get going on that.
Yeah.
Mike, you need to come on back shots. Come on,
he's afraid to. You might end up in the hospital.
The thing is, I'm mildly epileptic, so if I drink, then my legs give out.
Oh no!
No, but you don't have to.
Don't do it.
That is my main issue.
Definitely don't damage.
You don't have to be epileptic. You just have to drink sake.
You can drink sitting down.
Yeah. Sake's great like that.
But the next
when
week
you
I
drink,
gotta walk again.
When you drink and you take the first drink and you go, oh, and by the end of it you're going, oh, that's really smooth. That's easy. Okay, it's the other way around. You take the first one, you go, that's really smooth. That's lovely. By the fifth one, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ! And then you stand up and you have no legs.
As James Bond said, I like sake.
Yeah.
The guests do not have to drink.
No, I didn't drink the entire time I was on the show. I was the designated driver. So it's
designated driver of the stream.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's like
the show is just an excuse for Lola and Nita to get completely hammered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mother's been watching some of these interviews I've been doing, and I hope she didn't see backer shots.
Those poor girls. Why were they drinking so much?
But yeah, no, hook me up. I'll probably join. You know, I know it's going to be fun in any case, so don't worry about it.
It's going to be fun, and we'll get you backers.
It was a bacchanal.
Yes.
Frog G says, actually, the Embrace comic does have paws.
Okay, there you go.
They're coming back. Yeah.
Actually, a question that I wanted to ask
Michael
you guys.
Odin being a trendsetter. The anti-trendsetter.
Trying to get ahead of the curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everybody to know I'm taking my life in my hands because I'm doing an ink change live.
Oh, I did that. No, I did that already. It's like I got ink all over my hands too before the show started. It's real, people. It's real.
Real.
Yeah, I just stung myself with needles all day.
Oh,
so.
shit.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Yes.
That's how you know.
That was an shit.
Yeah.
An authentic artist. Yep. It didn't get on your art. We saw that.
No.
That was a proper shit too, by the way. I heard that.
That's the shit you only get from changing the inks in your pens.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If it's on the carpet, you're probably going to need to clean that up and hurry.
Yeah.
Oh no, I make sure that I have washable floors.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm a child.
And you're a professional.
Yes.
The thing is simple. You're trying to get like a tiny ink jar filled with half a liter of ink.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like, there you go. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't work.
You know, well, that's why you need like pipettes or something to kind of help along with that. But even then, it's like
I have syringes.
I'm going to be scrubbing my nails for the rest of the day.
After a while, you just give up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the stain's there forever. The callus will always be there. Right there. Yeah. Always. The pen fits exactly right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That was
Marby says, I'm going to drink a bottle of French champagne my neighbor gave me the night I launched the campaign.
There you go. Yeah.
Cheers, lad. Cheers.
You might not remember the whole rest of the campaign. You're just going to drink it anyway.
But you better get funded immediately.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
I was actually waiting to wanting to ask you guys as well. What do you think would be a good $3,000 reward?
Wow. I mean, the fact that it's
yeah,
hard
because
to top
right now
questions.
I'm looking at thousands. I was looking at hundreds the previous campaign.
A personal phone call from me.
Yeah, but that's what's funny. No, for real though, is that trying to come up with these, because a lot of people, they poo-poo stretch goals, saying it's like, oh, you're paying $50 for a sticker or something. But the thing is, though, they do help push a campaign forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't think my campaign would have gotten as far as it did if it wasn't for the metal bookmark.
You've got to remember, we're in a world where gaming has become very much a mainstream thing,
right.
And everything's a little competition now.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Especially online,
Mm-hmm.
and so things like crowdfunding, where you see those numbers rising and people get a buzz about it.
Yeah,
it does help. I mean, I'm not a big fan of any of the extra bits. When I buy a book, I just want to buy the book.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say 50% of the things, the campaigns that I've gotten, when they've turned up with the extra little bits, I've kind of gone, oh, that's quite cool.
Right.
And,
yeah.
I have picked up the things that I like. I mean, I do like prints. I love prints because I want to put them up on the wall. But I got the idea for the fridge magnet, and I did that, and I thought that was really cool, and that's why I did it for myself.
Critical Blast says a background from Life on Korra number 4 that fits the back of a sea monkey's aquarium.
Oh yeah, downloadable background, sure, yeah.
This guy knows what he's talking about.
Oh my God, that's very specific though.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Somebody still has a sea monkey's aquarium.
The thing is that you can do a background that you can put as a background on your computer that has the little guy in it and whatnot.
Swimming, that would be cool. Just a little screensaver with him.
Oh yeah, does anybody use?
Oh my God,
who knows?
Yeah, but just have like a really background,
Screensavers.
Just to put,
I actually the promotion image that you see on the campaign is actually my background.
There you go. So yeah, so
Cool.
I have this thought that maybe the reason why people are doing these we talked about that yesterday. I think it was on Backer Shots. Maybe on Breakfast Buzz, but the things thematically should fit with the comic. Just little extra things
right,
to add.
yeah.
But you see a lot of people kind of bringing back stuff from the '90s, and I was thinking about that last night while, dealing with Lola. And I thought that could be happening too because of the market you're selling to. People are recapturing their nostalgia.
Yeah.
And,
there's a lot of that.
Yeah. So, you know what? I remember when I was reading comics, I was really into this stuff. And, they had Pogs. Oh, wait a minute. This guy has a Pog. Or this person has I'm waiting. I want someone to manufacture that old stale bubble gum.
Oh,
and put it back in
God, yeah.
I've done that in the past, though. That plant board bubblegum.
Randy, you're
breaking up, Randy.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
I'm coming through fine.
No,
you're frozen.
There he is.
Oh, there you
You're okay now.
I've been good on this side all the whole time. So.
Yeah, it's probably just StreamYard acting up.
Yeah, it must be. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I would say do a pin if you don't have that on yours already.
Yeah, I can do a pin.
Enamel
pins.
pin.
Yeah, enamel pins are big too. Enamel pins are big too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in Europe, enamel pins are camel, like tiny. Like they're really not a thing. So like I would only make them for crowdfunders, and I wouldn't be able to sell them on columns.
Right. Yeah. Because I know because here it's like a little unrelated, but I guess to show you different markets, like in the Disney resorts, like pin trading is huge. I have an entire board just from pins I collected from the Disney resorts. But they said that if you go to Tokyo Disney, it's unheard of. Like they'll maybe have like one or two, but it is completely not a thing there. So the Americans go there expecting to get pins and stuff because they're used to it here, and then they go there and it's like, oh, they don't have pins. So it really depends on the market you're targeting.
Yep.
Keep the foreign concept over there, Americans. You know what? I used to. I can kind of vouch for that because there was a point where those little blind pack figurines. And they were big in Japan. Yeah. And I'm like, and I remember going
there's a song about that.
And it's like I'm not, and I remember looking at the price. I went into a store and they were like $8 or $9, and you don't know what you're buying. You don't know what figure you're getting. Right. And I said, good luck letting this cat take off.
Well, is it the gachapon ones? The ones where you go into the vending machines?
No. This. Well, they basically would be in vending machines,
right,
if they were there. But here they put them in the little, and they just put them out at the register. And I'm like, you're not gonna get Americans to pay $8 sight unseen.
Yes, you are.
Or something.
Well, although it is dying, that trend is dying.
Yeah, and it took off for a minute.
Yeah,
and then I think people realized, you know what? Because I had started, I got some DC ones. And I was able to figure out, I could feel the package and figure out what character that was.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were coming up with their own. The first time I came across those was at San Diego years ago. I think it might have been 2007. And that trend was just beginning to come in. Mm-hmm. And Tokidoki came out with their own series. And they came in like tiny little milk cartons. It was really, really cute. And so Kid Robot was doing those things. So I was hanging out at the Kid Robot booth, looking at the little mystery boxes because but it's like I want to collect them, but it's like $8 a pop, and it gets expensive when there's like I think like 15 things to collect. So then the guy, Simon Legno, who created Tokidoki and was partnering with Kid Robot, he comes over to the booth, and to the horror of the guy running the Kid Robot booth, he starts opening all the little milk cartons, all the little mystery boxes, and pulling out the figurines and putting them out on the table.
No.
I was like going, are you selling those? You know, and Simon looked at me and he goes, yeah, buy them. But the guy at the Kid Robot booth was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's like, and it was like a little fight between them. And then the guy just gave up and he goes, yeah, it's like whichever ones you want, you take. And I was able to get the whole collection in one shot because the creator was just like, even he couldn't stand the concept of this.
Yeah.
Remember,
Marvy's got a question right as we are about to close out the show for the first campaign. Do you think putting a T-shirt in a tier is a good idea? Or
T-shirt?
Would it be better to put it in the second campaign?
Honestly, I wouldn't do T-shirts for a campaign. I think it's expensive and a
honestly,
logistical
Marv,
nightmare.
for your first campaign, keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, I would have.
Keep it to if you want to do extras, stickers, art prints, magnets, or something like that, but nothing else. Don't do anything else.
Yeah,
but you want to keep it
postcards.
But you want to keep it as easy as possible. If it's something that you can get done at your printer along with your book, even easier, because then you can give away art prints or postcards or whatever. And people feel like they're getting something. You're adding something extra, but you're keeping your workload to a minimum.
Yeah,
and you're also keeping your reach.
Yeah.
You know, you're restricting that down so that. When I say your reach, I mean overreach of yourself as far as a project is concerned. You don't want to stretch yourself too far.
I like something you can get in those machines in the supermarket, the bubblegum machines. That. Remember the homies?
Yeah. The homies.
Yeah, the homies were great. My favorite was there was a little kid. This thing was maybe a half an inch high in a diaper. And if you looked at the back of the diaper, there was a little brown spot on the diaper.
Oh no!
That's my favorite. My favorite homie.
Garbage pail type kids.
I wanted to add to Marvy's question.
Marv's appreciative says thank you, and now it's time for us to be going. We appreciate everybody here listening. Please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to us over on YouTube yet, please go over there and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications over at the Indie Vault channel. And Mike, Jimmy, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on Indiegogo right now with Left Ancora 4 Inner Talents. You can find me on Facebook as Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin. I am on Twitter at @and_ents. And just look me up, and I will always be happy to talk. If you got any questions, just hit me up. And be sure to check out the campaign because we are exploding right now, and you don't want to miss it.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Charles, thanks so much for being with us today. Tell us how they can find you. On Indiegogo. Remember, the majority of our audience is radio. They are audio only,
Rammur, RAMMUR on Indiegogo right now. And like I said, 10 more backers and I can afford to print this thing. And on Facebook, I'm Charles Centino, and Rammur and Tops of the Police State. And those are the basic ways to find me, especially on Indiegogo right now, RAMMUR.
It's a great product. Go over there and check it out. If you can, back it. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt. All subscriptions are welcome. Thank you very much. I'm currently on a Monday night or Monday afternoon in the States, where I do an hour of art every week, so you can find out what I'm doing, whether it's Only Death Can Save Us, whether it's Outliers for Joe Fulton, whichever. There's plenty of art going on there. So find me live streaming on a Monday night on the channel, Comic Book Black Belt. You can also find me at russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com. I hang out around with these reprobates quite often, also over on Sim and Sugar's channel, and also on a Thursday with Joe Fulton and Fulton Land, where we discuss lots of things comic-y. You can find me on the Twitter and on the Fleecebook, and you can also find me at onlydeathcansaveus.com. That's where you can currently pick up a link to the in-demand shop on Indiegogo. I have 242 backers. Thank you, all of you, if you're
Damn,
listening. I really want to be able to get to 250 if possible by the end of this month. On the 2nd of July, I will be turning the in-demand off. After that, you'll only be able to get them in floppy from Arrow in August. And the second book will be underway, the campaign, in September, with some rather lovely special things for those people that backed me the first time round. But also for the first 300 backers, there will be something for free.
Ooh, sweet. Free is always tight.
Yeah.
Daphne, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can head over to my main portfolio site, egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're into seeing sketches and current work in progress, including previews of a short story I am going to be premiering in the October issue of the direct market version of Indie Volt Revolt through Arrow Comics. So you can check it out on Facebook there. You can also go to my YouTube channel for where I do kind of sort of weekly live streams on Wednesdays. And on the website, too, you can read the first 5 issues of Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings type, you can head over to Tall Tales online, TAILS, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And also, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter while you're there, because I have hella campaigns coming up, because there is no rest for the weary here. So everything's at egoworks.com.
There we go. Varian, are you there?
I am. You can find me when we write.com. Indievolt.com. Got a lot of interesting articles up there right now. And we've got and go over and check that out too, because there's some interesting, it is really one interesting article that I want everybody to take a look at. And it's because we will be doing some further partnership with another company. I just closed that deal last night, so we'll be doing that. But anyway,
we'll be talking a lot more about that article on Tuesday.
And right? Then, well, we weren't talking about the article, but just the things that are going to come from running that article. Okay. Just go and check that out. And then also, that's pretty much it. In LEDG.US combo distribution. And Lola says she wanted to tell Marvy to if you want to run t-shirts, she added them as a add-on tier to her campaign, and they sold. So that's one way you can do it.
Okay. Cool. Does any princess want to tell us how they can find her?
Is she able to?
Is she currently occupied?
I'm still alive.
Cool.
That's
barely.
Good.
Barely.
But guys, if you want to track me down, because I am everywhere, go to Linktree, indie_princess, and you'll find all my links there.
Cool. You can find Arrow Comics over on Linktree as well. You can find Arrow Comics 4.0 on Facebook. So please go over there and like that page. There will be a lot of announcements upcoming, probably this week, where we'll start talking about all of these great books we're going to have available starting in August. There's also a YouTube channel, Arrow Comics 4.0. Marv was asking earlier if there was an Arrow Comics website. There is an arrowcomics.com that I currently can't control the content on. And the person who does control the content is really busy right now. I've been trying to get a hold of that site for a little while, and we'll continue to do so. Hopefully by August, we'll have control of that, and we'll have some information up there. But for right now, we do have a link tree for Arrow Comics 4.0, and Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page, YouTube channel. So go over there and enjoy those. Like I said, more announcements coming soon. We'll very quickly be talking about the direct market version of Indie Volt Revolt. That'll be available monthly to retailers. HeroBot Zero, that'll be available bi-monthly to retailers starting in August. Only Death Can Save Us will be available bi-monthly starting in August as well. And Luke Stone's Hybrids will be available on a monthly basis. And for all of the retailers out there that are nervous about carrying independent product, Hybrids is currently working on issue 10. So there is a bit of a leeway on that. So you can expect that to be monthly for quite a while to come. Those books are going to be available at Liberty Entertainment Distribution are through Liberty Entertainment Distribution. That's ledg.us. If you're a retailer out there and you haven't signed up with Liberty, please go over there and do so now and get in early, because Liberty is a very unique distributor in that they offer books to the retailers that they already have on hand. It's not like some other distributors where you have to order 3 months in advance and then worry about if your budget's going to be there to cover it. Not only will your budget be able to cover it, you buy the books are sent directly to you by the end of the week. You're able to have them on your shelves to sell to your clients. And if they don't sell, Liberty also has a Liberty pledge. Well, they'll take back some of those books and trade them in for other books if those books are unsuccessful in your stores. We just want to get good alternative product out to the masses. That's the whole goal behind Liberty. Again, ledg.us. So also be aware of the Indie Volt Awards coming up on September 18th at that'll be broadcast live wherever we can stick it. And again, we're out to raise the identity of alternative and independent products from 1920 or 2020, I should say, and 1920. There we go. Out to raise the visibility of some of these products on their merit and not on their popularity. So it is a judged event. For more information on that, go over to indievoltawards.com and take a good look there. Varian, is there a special issues coming up later today? Are you there?
There is. Special issues coming up today. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and we'll be talking about more
alcoholism.
I wish. No. We'll be talking about some things going on in indie comics. There's a lot of unfortunate things that go on. That's what special issues is meant to bring some light to. That's all. It's a very it can be a very downer show depending on what we're talking about.
A very serious
hosted by Wolf.
news program.
It's an interesting, in-depth look
Wolf.
at comics, the comics environment, and the interests and public opinion, and also the things that affect comic book artists and creators today. It's very interesting. It's not a downer at all. Go and watch it. It's great.
Yeah, unlike this show that's dedicated to buffoonery.
Yes. Thanks. By the way, thanks everybody for the merch ideas.
Yeah.
And what size should those patches be?
Go for 2 or 3 inches, and they will be really big enough.
Yeah,
2 or 3 inches. Okay, thank you. What is that in centimeters?
5 or 7.5. An inch is 2.54 centimeters.
All this math shit.
Too much math shit going on.
I got a ruler right here. Hold on.
2.54.
I got your ruler right here.
I bet it was the French.
I don't know, but
I'll figure it out.
I do
3
know
inches
that
is about 5 centimeters.
A silly millimeter longer.
That's what I'm looking at on my
yeah.
ruler.
Yeah, no, 3 inches is 7.5.
I wasn't trying to start a controversy.
Too late.
That's all I know. Folks, I've been your host.
Wait a
Randy
minute.
Zimmerman.
Where's that Swedish chick?
Which Swedish chick?
How dare you?
What?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Folks, I want to thank you again for listening to an episode of Sunday Funnies for the 13th of June, 2021. We deeply appreciate our radio audience out there. Do we have final radio numbers, Varian? Are we still sitting at 62,000?
I don't, because I switched computers. So.
You shut the thing off. Okay.
I switched computers, so yeah.
He only has 17 monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't have
not enough RAM though. Not enough RAM.
Yeah.
He wonders why his electric bill is as high as.
Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Thanks for participating. We deeply appreciate it. Hit that like button over on the Indie Volt Radio or the Indie Volt YouTube channel. We are desperate to get up to 1,000 backers so that we can start taking super chats to help Varian pay for his broadband and the streaming service, and so that we can worry deeply about the content that we have on this channel.
Yes.
Again, we appreciate you being here. I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. But more importantly, you can find Arrow Comics 4.0 over at the link tree, like I said, over at Facebook, YouTube, stay tuned. More news, lots of fun stuff coming up. Lots of work to get done. Lots of things to do.
Always.
So somebody said great show with Dominic Purcell. Wouldn't that happen?
I don't know.
The two, Marv's been drinking, I think.
Yeah, Marv.
Like John Doe, he's got the answer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody. We're going to go out the same way we came in. Deeply appreciate you being here. Any last words? Bye, Rammer on Indiegogo. Look for Life on Korra 4. Look for Incantessi in 2 weeks. Life on Korra is also on Indiegogo, right?
Yes.
I said YouTube, didn't I, on Rammer? Rammer's on Indiegogo. Go to Indiegogo.
RAMMUR.
All right, MMUR. Great book. Life on Korra 4. Great book. Only Death Can Save is still on demand for a short period of time over on Indiegogo as well. Go over there and look. Lore, I think, is still available on Indiegogo as well.
Yeah.
So go over there and
It
check out Lola's book. The Indie Revolt book is not available over on Indiegogo. So if you missed out, you missed out. The print file for that is done and ready to go to the press probably tomorrow.
So what's the
still
final
aches me
page
that I
count?
couldn't back that.
Final page counts 140 pages.
Wow.
Whoa.
140 pages, 2 different cover sets. It's going to be a great book. I can't wait to see. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, the print file on that is not done because I haven't done I haven't finished the spine on it yet because it's going to be a big one. So that'll get done, and it'll be hopefully to press Monday or Tuesday at the latest. So everybody, we all wish you well. We're going out the way we came in, and
Exit.
we wish you the best.
Stay awesome.
We will be back. Varian and myself will be back on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for the Live Wire program. Lola and Daphne will be back Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for Geekgasm. Varian, Daphne, and myself will be back Thursday morning for the Breakfast Buzz at 9 a.m. All of these times are Eastern Standard Times. And then Backer Shots is on Saturday night at 9 p.m., right? Also, join in on that fun. Lola's still trying to wake up. Yes, always at the 9s, a.m. or p.m. Eastern Standard Time, folks. We love you very much. Take care. Thanks again for listening.
Stay awesome.
Daphne, do we have something we want to add to this?
Yeah.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for